and welcome to a new episode of Airport Update here from Philadelphia International Airport. It is 20 minutes past 9 in the evening, and we do still have quite a bit of aircraft movements around at the airport grounds, and that despite passenger numbers still being rather, well, terrible, to be honest, but the airlines have to keep going. There is no other way. And so we start our tour around the airport grounds over at Terminal A, where we have a 737-800 of WestJet that has come in from Calgary in Canada. Passengers are currently deboarding the aircraft and luggage is being offloaded, and as soon as that process has been finished, the aircraft will be prepared for its return flight back to Canada. Then we have a Boeing 737-900ER of Delta Airlines. This aircraft came in earlier this evening from Atlanta and is right now being refueled. Catering is also at the aircraft and some first cargo is being loaded before it will be heading out to Detroit later this evening. Ready to go right now is this Airbus A320 of United Airlines. This aircraft came in from Chicago earlier in the evening and is now ready to head out to Denver. And then we have an Airbus A319 of United Airlines that did arrive with a bit of delay here at Philadelphia, and it does look like it will carry over to the next flight, bringing the aircraft to Washington. The aircraft was supposed to leave already 20 minutes ago, so it does look like the aircraft will remain for the next 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes before it will be ready for pushback. And then over at our terminal extension to Terminal A, we have this Airbus A320 of JetBlue that arrived earlier this evening from Fort Lauderdale and is right now being prepared for its next flight, which will bring the aircraft out to Orlando. And then finally here we also have a 737-700 of Southwest Airlines that came in from Nashville and right now is being prepared for its next flight going to Chicago. The ground crew still has about 12 minutes before planned pushback. Then we should also quickly head over to our airport hotel, the Bongo Inn. Now, as we mentioned in the last episode, the hotel is back in business, although that is, of course, a bit slow. These days, it is hosting an event for a lot of American Airlines workers that have been furloughed. They are coming together, trying to figure out what their future could look like. Now, since Alaska Airlines has announced that it will be joining the One World Airline Alliance and become a close partner of American Airlines, the airline has finally moved its base of operations here at Philadelphia from Terminal A over to Terminal B, the One World Terminal, which of course means we will in the future be seeing much more of Alaska Airlines here over at Terminal B. And to start off this collaboration between these two North American carriers, we find this Alaska Airlines Airbus A321neo here at Terminal B. This aircraft came in from Seattle about 40 minutes ago, and it still has about 25 minutes before it will be heading out to Seattle again. Right now the aircraft is being refueled and being loaded with cargo. Boarding should start any moment. And then we have an Airbus A321neo of American Airlines. This aircraft came in from Los Angeles earlier this evening and is right now being prepared for its next flight going out to Boston. Also here, only 8 minutes left until pushback. The pushback truck is there, but cargo is still being loaded and passengers are still boarding. This could get tight. And then we have this Airbus A319 of American Airlines that is almost done for today. The aircraft came in from Key West about 10 minutes ago. Right now the aircraft is deboarding and of course cargo is being offloaded, and then tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock the aircraft will be heading out to Fort Myers. Another aircraft that is done for the day is this A321neo of American Airlines that came in earlier this evening from San Diego. Right now there's just a little bit of cleaning going on at the aircraft, but it won't be moved until tomorrow morning at 25 minutes past 5 when it will be heading to Phoenix. And then we have the CRJ-900 of American Eagle that is on its last assigned scheduled flight for the day. This aircraft has just come in from Boston and is now supposed to stay here overnight before it will be heading out to Milwaukee at around 8:45 in the morning. then over at the international part at Terminal B, well, we haven't got too much activities going on, but we do have a few visitors, one of them being this A330-200 of Iberia that arrived around 25 minutes past 6 in the evening from Madrid. The aircraft is right now being prepared for its return flight, scheduled to leave at 4 minutes past 10 in the evening. So right now the aircraft is taking on cargo and the ground crew is preparing for boarding, which should start within the next 10 to 15 minutes. And then we have this Airbus A350-900 of Qatar Airways, where we unfortunately have to say that the turnaround is not going according to plan. The aircraft came in from Doha around 5:45 in the afternoon and was supposed to leave at 2100 hours, but the aircraft is still being loaded with cargo, catering as well, and is also still being refueled, which means that boarding hasn't started yet, so the aircraft will remain here on the airport grounds for at least another 20 to 30 minutes before it will be ready for its flight back to Doha. And also over at our international terminal, Terminal C, we do have a few visitors. One of them being the Airbus A330-900 of TAP Air Portugal that today is flying between Lisbon and Philadelphia. The aircraft arrived earlier in the afternoon and is scheduled to leave at around 10 o'clock in the evening. The aircraft is right now being loaded with cargo, catering is also at the scene, and the aircraft is being refueled as well. Now, the refueling process has been finished over here at the 787-9 of Saudia that has come in from Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. Right now, the aircraft is taking on some luggage and, of course, also catering. It still has around 30 minutes on the ground before it is scheduled to leave, so boarding should also be starting very soon. And with that, let's head over to our remote stands and the runway entrance to see what's going on over there. Over here we find this Embraer ERJ-145 of American Eagle that has pretty much just arrived around 10 minutes ago from Washington. Passengers are right now deboarding the aircraft. This aircraft will remain here on the airport grounds overnight before it will be heading out to Watertown at around 10 minutes to 10 in the morning. And also staying overnight is the CRJ-200 of Air Canada that has come in from Toronto a little bit earlier this evening. The aircraft has already been deboarded and all preparations are done. So this aircraft is now just resting until tomorrow morning when it is scheduled for its return flight to Toronto at 5 minutes past 5. Taxiing towards the runway and being third in line for takeoff is this Boeing 787-8 of Aeromexico that today has been flying between Philadelphia and Mexico City. This is of course also where it will be returning to as soon as it has its takeoff clearance. Right in front of the 787 of Aeromexico, we find this Boeing 737-800 of American Airlines. The aircraft had come in here to Philadelphia from Orlando and is now waiting here at the runway for its takeoff clearance on its last flight of the day, bringing the aircraft to San Juan. And next to the American, we then have an Airbus A321neo of the Mexican low-cost carrier Volaris, which is also waiting for its takeoff clearance. This aircraft has, just like the Aeromexico, been flying between Philadelphia and Mexico City today. And all these aircraft are currently waiting because of this A350-900 of Finnair being on final approach. The aircraft is coming in from Helsinki, although with a bit of delay. The aircraft was supposed to arrive already at 25 minutes past 7, so the ground crew will have quite some work to do in their attempt to minimize a potential delay on the return flight. And with that, we are ending today's airport tour around Philadelphia Airport. I hope you have enjoyed the video, and if so, then feel free to leave a like. That would be very much appreciated. And of course, if you are new around here, why not hit subscribe? That would be absolutely awesome. With that, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you soon again. I'm checking out, and bye.